Hi, I'm Italia Oliver, and if it's your first time to the channel, welcome. Be sure to hit the subscribe button below and hit the bell notification to be notified of the latest videos. Today, I am sharing with you part 1 of a 3-part series of early channelings I did with Morenae from Andromeda. You might remember Morenae from some of my other channeling videos. He was really the first star being that Archangel Haniel connected me with in the summer of 2017. So you might be asking, why am I releasing these now? What's the purpose? Well, after recently watching the latest documentary from Dr. Stephen Greer called Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which I do recommend, I felt compelled to share these channelings with Morenae. If you've seen this documentary, spoiler alert, you know that Dr. Greer shares that during one of his CE5 sessions, which is basically group meditation designed to elicit contact with extraterrestrials, he encountered beings from Andromeda, which just so happens is where Morenae is from. I had really known very little, if anything at all, about Andromeda or star beings in general until Morenae began speaking to me telepathically and eventually through my vocal cords as well. So in these early channelings, my husband conducted kind of a wide-ranging interview with Morenae about life in the vast galaxy of Andromeda. In part 1 of this series, Morenae talks about the Andromedan Council and what that is, the time constructs there, the different beings that inhabit the star system, plant life, health and wellness, religion, intergalactic space communities, Atlantis and Lemuria, really just a smorgasbord of different topics which we've edited together. Consider this just a small window into the life of an Andromedan. I apologize for the audio quality on this recording. We really weren't set up at that time with the best equipment and hadn't even thought about YouTube. So I hope you enjoyed the information presented. I guess you could classify it as a kind of intergalactic journalism. And please comment down below if you have any questions or if anything Morenae says really resonates with you. So here's part 1 of the interview. Enjoy.
We just want to be clear, are we speaking with Morenae?
Yes.
From Andromeda?
Yes.
You're not a Pleiadian, correct?
No. Although I've had Pleiadian blood in me before.
So you were once a Pleiadian?
Yes, in a past lifetime.
Can you tell us more about the Andromedan Council, and does Italia sit on that council with you?
She does sit on the Kai Council. It is a council that is made of various beings from different galaxies. And we come together for the purpose of Earth and humanity, for all of us, for peace to reign in all galaxies.
How long has the council been in existence?
For millions, thousands, centuries. The Earth time is different than our time. We don't have time.
You don't have day or night?
We don't have time. We don't have the number constructs as you do on Earth.
What are your number constructs similar to?
Ours revolve around the rotation of our planet. We go by the stars and the light. We don't have need for time because we can appear where we want to, when we want to.
How do you spend your days then? Do you study? Do you...
Yes, we enjoy things such as you. We do. But we also help other people on Earth and on other planets as well.
Tell us about things that we can learn from the people of your planet to make our Earth experience better here.
There are many things that you can learn since our times our species is further advanced and yours spiritually. We dwell in cooperation and working together with each other in harmony. Conflict can arise. When it does, we speak about it, we talk it out, we resolve it fairly quickly. Here, there's much violence on your planet, and much pain, and much suffering. And it is difficult for someone like Italia to live on this planet of pain and suffering and violence.
You said you once knew her as Laura Nova. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Was she a teacher with you in that life?
Yes, she was a teacher. She worked with children, many, many children, teaching them the ways, the sciences, the arts, humanities. She was a teacher, friend of the soul.
Were you also a teacher?
I was, briefly, for a short period of time.
And what happened in those wars?
There was a war when I worked with her in that lifetime, when Lemuria was destroyed. Yes, there was a war.
What was that civilization like?
It was a peaceful society where all cooperated, was the oneness of all, and everyone felt each other's peace and love. You felt the energy of each person. It was a time of joy, prosperity, and abundance. A time where we all gathered in love and felt one another's just beingness. There was very little conflict, if at all.
And how did that civilization come to an end?
Other beings from other planets came and destroyed what we had created, imposing their powers upon us.
Were these the reptilians?
Yes, there were reptilians and greys.
So both of those races attacked Lemuria.
Yes.
With ships and missiles and...
Ships, and some were sent down to wreak havoc amongst our land, yes.
Was this the same thing that happened to Atlantis, or was that a different story?
The Atlanteans were ruled more by power and greed. They wanted to have more land. And so the Atlanteans' fall was part of their own demise, really.
Did Atlantis and Lemuria exist at the same time?
No. They separated thousands of years.
Did Atlantis come first?
No.
So Lemuria was the original civilization.
Lemuria was the original civilization, yes.
What kind of technology existed on Lemuria?
Lemuria had particle beams and laser technology, much like laser technology you have here on Earth. It was a very advanced civilization.
Could you travel intergalactically?
You could, yes. At that time, we did have ships that could take you to different places, yes.
You mentioned something about intergalactic space communities. Mm-hmm. We'd like to learn more about that and what you had in mind with that.
The intergalactic space communities are communities in which all races of beings can coexist with each other in the same place, where they are bound by universal law, but that law is of love and cooperation being utmost. The intergalactic space communities can be a haven for those who seek different way of living and being, a different way of coexisting in this universe. For those who want to be away from violence and subjugation.
Where would these communities exist? Different planets?
They would exist on different planets within the constellations of Andromeda, perhaps some in Pleiades, depending.
And different beings of all types would live in these communities in harmony?
Yes, only those who chose to be there, yes. Intergalactic space communities would provide those who seek to learn and grow in their own spiritual evolution. So, it's an oasis of sorts.
Do you find other types of beings more spiritually connected than others?
Yes, there are. Yes.
Would you say that the Andromedans are the most spiritually evolved of the beings?
We are highly evolved beings. The angels are highly, highly evolved beings, though, beyond ours.
And the reptilians, are there races of those that are also evolved?
There are some, the ones who have been mixed are, but for the most part, they are still of the reptilian brain and the reptilian mind.
Can we learn more about this half-breed reptilian and what they're like?
The half-breed reptilian looks reptilian, but with the more human-like eyes and features. There is also a center for them in their place of where a heart is. They do express some emotion, but they still have the reptilian side of them, but there is the logic and the emotion that they do have, which make them different from reptilians that do not have that or who are not mixed.
What star system are they from?
You may find some actually within Andromeda itself.
What other beings are able to exist in your star system?
Andromedans, some Pleiadians. Actually, most Pleiadians that can travel there can be of it. The ones you call tall whites.
What are the tall whites like?
They are beings of unusual character.
Are they like grays but taller?
They are. And they possess more human qualities at times, meaning more intelligence, perhaps.
What about the Arcturians? Are they in your system?
Yes, the Arcturians are in our system.
So all of these beings can live in harmony together. Is that correct?
They are capable if they so choose, but it is free will. We cannot tell someone to live somewhere if they do not want to live.
To assume a physical state, can you describe how you look so we can better visualize you in our own human mind? We know that you are a being of light, but when you decide to become a human form, what does that appear to be most often?
When I show myself to her, I appear to her somewhat priest-like, because she, again, is with the angels, and so I appear with robes of that of a priest and my long hair. I tend to keep my face in the shadows.
Tell me about the essays you like to write. What do they consist of? Is it really only about universal law?
Yes, the essays that I enjoy are about universal law, governing that would be set up for the intergalactic space communities, actually. Laws that would be upheld by these particular communities in how we would deal with perpetrators, as you called it, or people that do not abide the universal laws, per se.
How many of these essays have you written? Volumes?
I've only written about 5 so far. We're in the beginning stages of these intergalactic space communities.
Who do you work on these things with? Do you do this by yourself?
No, we work with it and the council as well. The reptilian Shingara, which she has talked about, I work with her on these matters.
What kind of plants do you have on your planet? Are they similar to plants on Earth?
Our plants are more like algae. You would find them sickening.
Do you have bodies of water on your planet?
Yes, beautiful bodies of water.
Are there
ebb and flow.
Large oceans? Or more lakes?
I would have to say more lake-like, but certain ones grow larger like the sea.
And are there crystals at the bottoms of these bodies of water? Is that where you obtain your crystal technology?
Yes, I like diving into the sea and retrieving crystals, yes.
And these are crystals that you can only find on your planet, correct?
Yes, although you have many on your planet.
What are the crystals like on your planet?
The crystals on our planet are quite similar. There are rock formations, geodes such as yours. There are large ones, there are small ones, there are multicolored ones as well, rainbow ones, as you would say. There are many multiple types of crystals to be found scattered across the oceans. We try to preserve them, though.
What do you use them for?
We use them for energy. We use them for healing. We use them for just around our homes. We hold on to them. We use them to emit certain frequencies. We also continue to raise our vibration so that we can one day be one with the Creator, even though we are one, but we will emit at a much higher frequency, like the angels.
Do you pray to the angels and to the Creator?
We believe in God. We do not pray to angels. We do believe in the Creator, the Source, the All that is. We believe in it. It has created us, but we do not pray to angels. No.
So there is no real religion where you're from, correct?
The religion is that of love and peace and compassion. That is all that is needed.
Is there a disease where you are? Illness, sickness?
No, it does not exist where we are.
Then what would you need to heal? Do you use the crystals for more emotional healing or
spiritual healing?
Spiritual healing. Give us an example of how one's spirit would need to be healed for a being from Andromeda.
Well, should one suffer malaise, when there is a sense of lack of purpose, probably similar to some of those on your planet, when there is a lack of purpose, a lack of what do I do with myself, that needs healing, when there's a sense of, what can we say, disbelief, no clarity, confusion. Crystals will help that person when they hold the energy of the crystal to release any pain from their past, from their baggage, from their soul that they have not been able to release.
I see.
So with the intention of the crystal and holding it, they can then further their own growth. But as to disease or physical illness, we are light beings. It is not, we have moved past the physical body and into the realm of spirit.
How would you give advice to the earth human who has to deal with physical illness?
To those who have to deal with physical illness, we say that you begin in your heart. You are to remember that you are a spiritual being and not of your body. Even though it is your body, you are not your body. You are an eternal and infinite being. You have an infinite soul. And to remember that when you go through hardship, when you go through pain, when you go through suffering, you need to remember this. And it is to begin there and to consciously make a choice and to choose joy, choose love over the illness. You begin there.
Do you think earth humans can really benefit from the doctors here, or is it more a mental, spiritual healing that needs to take place than anything else?
It is a combination of all things that work in tandem with each other. One can go to a doctor, and that is fine. One can go to an energy healer, and that is fine. One can go to a naturopath, as you call it on your planet, that is fine. One can go to all these different doctors and be okay. It is whether or not the person believes in the treatment they are getting that makes a difference as well. Not always, but in many cases, belief plays a huge role in this process of healing. Heaven is everywhere.
What are ways that we can spread more heaven to our earth human brothers and sisters?
We spread heaven by beginning first inside and loving ourselves. And only when we love ourselves first can we love other people and truly love them. So we begin there in the heart, as with all things that begins life. The heartbeat begins life, does it not? And so when we begin with the heartbeat, we begin with the heart. And that's the breath of life that gives us creation. It's the responsibility of the human to make their own choice. And they must take full 100% responsibility.
In order to raise the consciousness of more of our earth human brothers and sisters, what are the best ways we can do that? Just spread love to each other?
The best way to raise consciousness is to be love. To be the love that you want to see, that you wish to see in the world. When you begin to be the love that you see in the world and that you want to have in the world, then others around you will begin to reflect that. And then they in turn will raise their vibration, just being the light in yourself, being the light, being the clear light that shines. And others who will resonate at that frequency or are close to that will begin to resonate as well. And so we begin by being love, first and foremost. And we must share our knowledge. We must not keep it to ourselves. We must share the knowledge that we learn so that others may grow on this path and this journey of healing and growth.
those on your planet, they all have that same mindset, correct? That
Yes, compassion, love, forgiveness. It is the answer to all things.
And those in the council as well?
Yes, the council would not be put together if it not were those things. Those things are the things that bind. And so we all work together for the purposes of peace and harmony.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I have been of help.
Thank you.
Good day.
So thank you so much for watching and listening. If you have any questions or comments, I encourage you to do that below. And please check out my channeling playlist where you'll find more channelings from Morenae and the other star beings in my channeled collective called Spirit Song. Until next time, take care and be well.